Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look at people popping in here. Today is first day of school for some people.
I know. And last week there were a lot of
Houston
people.
went back to school last week.
Did they?
I think it was last week. Yeah.
Ooh, in this heat.
Look at Rhonda and Eddie.
Good morning, Forte family.
Yeah, they in the house. Miss Armina's in the house. We're giving people a few minutes to jump on in here.
A lot of people in the waiting room.
Yeah, a lot of people in the waiting room. Yeah. Where's my support at?
I don't know.
Struggling this morning.
Everybody's trying to get up and at them.
Good morning. Let's see if I can run through some names real quick. Oh, they coming in fast and I can say the name.
You keep up. Who's God's little peeps? I like
Chris,
that.
Laura, Mar, Tracy, Angela, Connie, Courtney, Damaris, Lawanda, Tarsha.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. iPhone user, Casey. Yeah, God, little people. I don't know who that is, but all right. Fixie. That says Fix Connie. Oh, they just popping in here. Chris.
We're excited to see everybody this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Let them pop in. You know what? I got a question for Rhonda.
For Rhonda Forte.
I got a question for.
I bet you can. I do too. I'm ready.
Associate.
Broker. Trainer extraordinaire.
Mentor.
I'm trying to sign up for a class. She's the mentor extraordinaire.
Like all her mentees.
Once I was 7 years.
Left and right.
Like it is.
Go make yourself some friends so you know. Once I was 7 years old.
Gotta kick somebody out here. All right. That's been moving. Okay, we are as always. I should have known Fixie. Should have known with a name like Fixie.
Libby, watch out for Fixie.
Should have known with a name like Fixie. Rhonda, unmute yourself, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Eddie. You falling in the category that I have found myself in.
Oh no! So, what is that?
That is husband of. Husband of. That you'll fall into that category, Eddie. Husband of Rhonda.
The extraordinary boy.
Rhonda, how in the world are your mentees closing these deals? You are having some extraordinary success with your group. What is going on?
Share
with the group.
Well, they are just knocking it out the park. I mean, they're doing exactly what they need to do. You know what? I think when people come in and they're new, they think it's some secret. There's some method. They think, and I said, hard work, consistency. They want to know what Ashley was doing. Okay, you learned what Ashley was doing. Only one person out of all of them are doing what Ashley was doing. So they had to find out that it's no secret sauce. It's just a secret agent, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
good.
so, and they're doing the work. They're just doing the work. One of my mentees, she just got another listing last week and got an offer yesterday.
Nice.
And so they're just doing the work. They're holding open houses. They're contacting their sphere. They're just doing the work. It's no secret.
They're taking your advice. They're applying what you're saying during your time together, correct?
Yeah, there were one day, a few of them were saying, I'm going to host an open house this weekend. I'm going to host an open house. I said, hey, let's jump on Zoom real quick and let's see how to host an effective open house. And we just went through the whole thing. I even used your, when we did your open house, how you have the binder, I started using that. So I passed that on to them and they did exactly what was needed. I mean, they just got it together and then they sent me pictures of everything they were doing and it worked.
I love it.
Her mentees follow instructions.
For real.
Now, Rhonda know this stuff backwards and forward. If you follow instructions, you'll be successful.
It's key.
It's key.
It's vital. We tell agents all the time, we coach, we mentor, and then, you circle back around, hey, how are things going? And the things that we said are like, where are you on it? Like, well, haven't done that yet. So the people that want to make an impact in their business, the people that want to grow their business, the people that want to have longevity in real estate will do what is needed.
What it takes.
Yeah, what it takes. I mean,
what it
like
takes
straight
to
up.
accept, especially when you're asking someone to mentor you. All right. This
It's
is
a
someone
lot,
that has
y'all.
blazed
Yeah.
that path. And we have several mentors on here. One of our newest mentors with Lincoln Fisher,
Lincoln.
who is so graciously taking on the script practice
Yes.
for us. And you guys keep Dion in prayer for sure.
Absolutely.
And then Armina, like we have some great mentors. And they are taking their time out to share knowledge.
And it does take time because
Yeah.
they could be doing something else that, but they're pouring into others.
Right.
They're sowing those seeds.
Yeah.
And y'all don't take that for granted because it's a lot to be able to do that.
That's a fact. So thank you for all of you that are doing well.
We appreciate
Now,
it so much.
Rhonda, when are these classes gonna start?
I'm gonna be the first one to sign
Miss
up.
went through all this work to get this doggone ability to do these CE classes. When
to get a pot? When do we get a pot?
I have my last meeting this week on the 22nd. No, is it this week, the 22nd? No, next week. When's the 22nd? So I have that Thursday, next week, that Thursday. That's my last orientation. Then I'm ready to go. I didn't know that they were going to put us through all these different orientations. You have to do all these different, you have to set all these different goals and get all this stuff set up. And so, yeah, I'll be ready. This is the last one on the 22nd. Then I'm good to go.
Have you identified your first class you're going to teach yet?
No, in fact, I've been practicing with my mentees because every Wednesday night we have a class. I sent you that itinerary for the full month of August. We're doing buyers. And so I did a class on Wednesday because you have to do a PowerPoint and there's a certain way they want you to put it. So I did that. So I've kind of been practicing with them.
Good deal. Well, we're excited. We want to, we're so proud of you.
It's good
and
stuff.
Just elated that you're going to start doing that.
So thank you for letting us put you on the spot. We appreciate you. But now how we normally get started every Monday morning, we like to do so in prayer. You do not have to be a Christian to be connected to us, but please do not be offended that we do not hide our faith, and we like to recognize where those blessings come from. And every Monday morning, we start out in prayer. So Heavenly Father, thank you for all your grace and your goodness. Thank you for yet another day, another opportunity to appreciate you, another opportunity to continue to expand the empire, the territories that you've given to us. We know, Heavenly Father, that what is for us will be ours. We don't have to work in fear. We don't have to work in competition. We don't have to work with a closed hand. We can always help, collaborate, teach, and guide others, because what you have stored up for us will always be ours. So thank you for that. Thank you for the blessings of health and strength. Thank you for those teachers that are going back to school, those that have already gone back, that administrative staff, the support team, all those that have an impact on these children. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for allowing us to be a blessing to others and allow others to continue to grow and expand their businesses. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
School.
It is upon us. This summer went by pretty fast.
Oh my gosh. Can we do it again?
Yes, we can.
Now that the kids, Libby like, nope. Now that the kids are going back to school, it's vacation time.
What do you mean?
Can we just ship them off somewhere? Like they're going back to school. We can't, no, we can't.
Now we got homework. Now we back in school.
Them kids will do homework.
Now
okay,
all the parents are back in school.
those of you that have some gray hair, y'all understand, we did homework. We had books that had to come home. We did homework every doggone
we
night.
Had to turn stuff in.
Yeah, we actually had to turn paper in.
Yeah,
you had to show your work. Now we did homework. Now they ain't doing the homework. It's just like, we did it in class. That's all you ever did. We did it in class.
I don't know. I think with high school and new junior high school for us, it's gonna be a little bit different this year.
Yeah, we gonna see. I think it's the same old with this. They say the 20 is the new. What is it? 20. The 30 is the new 20. I don't know what they say. Anyway, the point is, they ain't doing the homework. But you know what? As a parent, I'm torn.
Why?
I'm torn because, and those of you that parents can relate to this, I'm torn because they don't get homework. I don't get homework. So
that fact.
I got my education. So yeah, no.
We're gonna check back in a few months and we're gonna see if he's still saying this.
Saying what?
This, because when Taylor comes home with biology and chemistry and algebra 2 and all that stuff.
For those of you that need extra income, if you were good in algebra, biology,
you might need a tutor.
If you speak Spanish and you want to teach some kids how to speak Spanish, we are hiring. Let me just tell you right now. Woo, you got to work your network.
Yes, you do.
You do have to work your network.
Mhm.
In this market, in any market, in every situation, you have to work your network. And I hope you all are working your network as you are looking to expand your business.
And connecting people to one another. I've connected a lot of my clients, get them a job.
Yeah.
Think about it. Somebody didn't have a job or was displaced, and I had another client that could help, I would connect them.
Mhm.
You never know how God's going to use you. So you need to be open to be able to be used, to be a blessing to others. A lot of times people think this is just about real estate, but a lot of times it's about connecting. It's about being relational. It's about really pouring into others besides just finding them a house. And that's why I love what we do.
If you had that focus, reciprocity is real with majority of people, right? Whereas you're helping people achieve their dreams, they take more interest in helping you achieve yours.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you're thinking about, how can I expand my network? How can I help more people? How can I do those things? Just think about what other businesses, companies, organizations are needing and invest some time to make connections.
Yeah.
Right. And as you're helping others grow theirs, they turn around and care about helping you grow yours.
It's a fact. It's a fact. And I think I've mentioned this before. One of my declarations that I say daily is, Lord, please allow me to be the solution to somebody's problem, particularly in the field of real estate, because people have built businesses around solutions. If you're a solution, people will seek you out. They will come to you because you are an expert and they need your services. And so hopefully that resonates with a lot of you guys. How are you being resourceful? How are you being a blessing to others? And how are you creating proactive solutions to problems that are popping up?
Facts. And speaking of creating proactive solutions to problems that are popping up, we have Cassie back. Her kids started school today.
Nice.
Right? But she's going to talk about some other education. What's going on in the training calendar this week, Cassie?
Yes, absolutely. So today was my 3-year-old's first day at pre-K 3.
Nice.
Whole new school. It was quite a morning, to say the least, but we're excited. Very good. All right. So we do have script practice this afternoon, right after Monday Morning Mindset. Script practice is back. We do have Lincoln Fisher graciously stepping in and covering script practice for us. So if you haven't gotten a chance to speak with him, he is also a wealth of wisdom and knowledge. So we appreciate that. That's 11 a.m. The link is in the training calendar. It's virtual only. Tuesday, we have virtual Legal 2 update, and this is a courtesy Legal 2. You don't find those very often. Every 2 years, you do need to update your Legal 1, Legal 2. We have one that's available tomorrow virtually, and it is at no cost. So if you need that in your lineup for your renewal of license, jump on that one. And then Thursday, 10 a.m., we have, this one's going to be virtual only. We have Realtor's Resource Guide on Residential Mortgage Financing. This is actually by Brad Boswell. He is with Town Square Mortgage, and he teaches at Champions, and he actually teaches part of this class at Champions. So he's bringing it to us here so we get to partake in his class that he teaches up there at Champions.
Wow.
That is
That's That's some good stuff. Hey, last week was
boot camp.
Well, I wasn't going there yet, but boot camp.
Thank you for all the agents that showed up. Hopefully it was beneficial to you as you're continuing to try to grow your business. We have title in, we have mortgage in. Kenny came in from Houston just to be here with you guys. I was there with contracts. So if you all have not signed up for boot camp, I will say to you, you're missing out. I think it's a fun time for us to get together, collaborate, and talk about things that pop up, in business. So when's the next one, Cassie? Is it next September? Second week of September?
September 14th and 15th, September 14th and 15th, 9 to 3, both days. I'll be sending the registration out probably sometime next week, or maybe this week. We'll see how it goes.
And I will tell you, that I've had agents, I think it's Jalen, who has probably been in every boot camp.
Jalen has been,
So
he is serious about getting
serious,
this information.
He is, and he says he picks up something new each time. So I will say, don't think because you had to miss a day or you couldn't make it the whole time that you can't come. Come the day or just come. And we feed you. or the sponsors do.
So come on out. Where I was going was maybe Libby went. Last week we had the doggone roller skating.
Oh my goodness. How did it go? Yeah, because we had boot camp. How was it?
I don't know. Did anybody go to the roller skating event? I don't know if Libby went.
Libby, where you at?
I did. It was super fun. And I realized that after 15 years of not skating, I could still skate and I didn't fall down. So that was a bonus. I was worried, but it was a good time.
That's amazing. That is good.
Well, hopefully a few agents were able to be there as well with their family.
There's always some things that we try to do. So to try to create opportunities for networking, opportunities to breathe, opportunities to get to know each other.
Yeah.
So I hope you all will take advantage of those things. The sponsors do.
And Olga works really hard.
Olga spends a lot of time putting that together. There's always something fun that's going on. She's always figuring out something that's creative.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate her for that. And thank you all for showing up. And so glad you didn't break your neck, Libby.
Thank God.
Such a blessing, because girl, you might need to watch some roller skates. Some roller skates is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you're young, you don't care about you recover so fast.
But not when you're older.
Yeah, because Libby done got old now.
She said she could do it. She did it.
She probably was only out there for a minute.
That's okay. At least she showed up.
Facts. All right, so we're gonna get into Monday morning mindset today.
Okay.
We're a little sluggish this morning. Why are we sluggish? Why are we sluggish this morning? Tanika is sluggish this morning. I'm wrapping up because she's been out doing all this school shopping.
Man, it was hot out there, y'all, but you had to do what you had to do.
You got your hair touched up?
I did. You gotta keep it tight, y'all.
Looking fly.
You have anything to talk about today?
I do.
What?
We're going to talk about business growth.
Okay, good.
We're going to talk about business growth.
Okay.
So we are already past, half year.
Yes.
And not only are we past half year, we're coming up middle of August.
It kind of goes right there. I mean, like the end of the year is coming, the new year will start very soon.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you take a moment to look at the trends, but I popped into the MLS and I was looking at the trends of the last 10 years.
Okay.
Right.
That show.
Because again, you don't want to just go off of what the news is saying, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't want to just go off of what you think is happening.
Correct.
You want to start looking at this data. And it did show, obviously, as we expect, it showed that we were down. Right, we're about a 25% decrease, but there was still a lot of business done last month.
Yeah,
there was still a lot of business being done this month. There was still a lot of houses that have closed this year, and inventory that is out there, and people looking for opportunities and looking for deals. There's still contracts being written.
That's
right.
Factual.
There's still agents having success, right? And in that, there's still agents who are struggling.
As always.
So I bring that up to say nothing changed.
It's the same.
This is the same, right? Markets will shift. So we all anticipate shifting markets, right? So none of that is new and none of that should surprise you. So if there's still business being done, if there's still deals being closed, if there's still contracts going on the contract, if houses are still being built, if sellers are still selling, if buyers are still buying, if all these things are still happening, then what's going on with your business? Because the only thing that will shift will be your mindset, right? If you shift and decide that you are believing that it can't be done, then it won't be done. If you don't think that you have to do the work and you don't do the work, then you won't see the
You will
success.
not.
You'll see the other side, because there's always two sides of a situation, right? And so if you decide that the market is not working for you,
Then it won't
work for you. If you decide that you don't need to make the phone calls, you don't need to do any farming, you don't need to reach out to people, you don't need to add new people to your database.
I don't need to do an open house.
Then it's not going to work out for you. But the data is showing that for people who have decided that this is their long-term plan, this is their business, this is their job, this is what they're going to do, this is how they pay their bills, this is how they feed their family, all these things, right? If they have decided that this is real for them, they're still doing business.
Facts.
They're still finding opportunities with clients, right? And they're still closing deals. You're not going to get away from that.
No, you're not. You have to figure out how to work within the parameters of what you're dealing with. I have a daily different conversations with buyers and sellers, and I've really had to tweak my communication style with my sellers because they really are disenchanted with the longer days on market, but you can't price your house high like you could 2 years ago and expect, you see what I'm saying? So would you, if you listen to the numbers I told you, you wouldn't be on the market for 125 days. You know, I'm sharing with you the data that says X, Y, Z, but because you had this monopoly money mentality on how much you think your house is worth, this is why we're sitting on the market for an extended time. And what I do, guys, and I promise you, if you don't do it, you should. The Providence Agent One app is such a great resource. I love to show buyers and sellers at certain price points, this is the new norm. The 6.6875 or whatever the interest rates are now on a $300,000, 450, you know, whatever the price is, this is the new amount. It is no longer, I can get a house for $300,000 and pay $2,000 a month. That's not happening anymore unless you're putting down over half of what the house is worth. And so you have to have new conversations, but you yourself must know the facts. So I spend a lot of time in my app playing with numbers, understanding when I'm talking to people and they may ask me about a house, it's cost $450. I'm like, well, what do you want your monthly note to be? And when they tell me $2,500, I have to have a come to Jesus meeting with them, FHA buyer, where that's, you know, not even $300,000 anymore. But I know this information because I'm in it every day, looking at it, speaking to it, invested in knowing more so that I can be more effective in my conversations with whomever I'm speaking with. You know, I had a listing the other day and they want to put their house at about $40,000 over what the market says it should be. And I've decided that I was okay with them going with that agent that told them this erroneous information. So I asked the seller, I said, how far out did he go to get that number? Do you know what he told me? What y'all guess? 5 miles. I said, what the heck? Sir, ma'am, appraisers go out a mile and you're a veteran family. In a veteran family, they like to stick as close proximity to your house as possible, which is your subdivision. And in your subdivision, if you look around, you're the nicest house on the block. You know, so you just have to, these are like some weird conversations to have, but I'm okay having them because what I'm not going to do is waste my money and my time with you if you don't respect what I'm trying to tell you about this market. When I've been in the business for 9 years, I work every day. We work every day. Do y'all work? I work every day, driving my business forward, driving this brokerage forward so that we can be, effective in what we do. So I'm okay with letting somebody go with another person because then I've saved money, gas, anxiety, and it would have been a waste of my time.
Okay, so what? I hear the people.
Where they at? I don't hear them.
I hear the people.
What did they
I
just
can
say?
hear the people saying they're like, well, of course.
No.
Of course you
No,
are.
no.
Of course. I mean, you Tanika Donnell though. I mean,
Y'all, I'm trying to help
of course
y'all.
you are.
Save y'all.
You got a database full of people.
do.
You got leads
I
coming
do.
in. I mean, yeah, you can like kick rocks, Joker. I'm not doing it. But what about young Tanika? What
That's
about
why I'm trying to tell them.
What about brand new
This is
agent who
why-
doesn't have
This is why I'm trying to
a
tell
bunch
you.
of listings?
I'm trying to save you some anxiety, because working with people who do not respect your expertise will cause you anguish. And so I'm trying to help you. And it takes away time from those people or doing something that will really generate some revenue for you.
Mhm.
So I will tell you, all money ain't good money. Please listen to that. And this monopoly money, don't count it until it's in your account. In Monopoly, for all the new agents that have never heard me say that, I have a philosophy that says, yes, you have a house under contract.
Mhm.
Yes, it looks really good. That $12,000 commission is going to be fantastic, but it's not in your bank account as of yet. So don't spend the money. Don't act like you have it until you have, I promise you, it's wired to your account, because it ain't money, your money, until it's all Monopoly money. Everybody play Monopoly, Payday, all that kind of stuff when you're a kid. That was fake money. I don't pay bills with fake money, so don't count it. You got me on a roll today.
She is on one today.
I'm getting fired up because those people kind of, I have stuff to do. And so I went out to
But wait a minute. So what happened?
knows what I'm talking about.
So what happened? So did you not get, what did they do? Or have they made a decision?
No,
yet?
they haven't, but I followed up. I even told them, I said, listen, I'm going to give you estimates at various price ranges so that you have clarity on your takeaway after, your net proceeds after traditional closing costs have been paid.
Mhm.
And they were itching. I could tell they were itching to ask for a reduction in commission. I could already tell. I was
okay.
I'm gonna send you one and when I'm gonna do it with you don't. And this was a referral from one of my clients, my dear clients who I love tremendously.
Wait a minute, you didn't even give these people a commission deduction?
First, well, no, I did not. Because I could already tell they had unrealistic expectations about. Now, if they decide to work with me and they have an agreement that we will watch the market and we will pay attention to the responses. If, I might barter a deal because it was a referral, but for people who don't comprehend what I'm saying and don't want to work with me, I'm not obligated to give away my services at a discount.
So how do you get to that mindset? So let's explore it a minute. How do you get to that mindset? Because, and keep in mind, there's a lot of people on here that are new, right? That may not have a lot of business going for them. How do you get to that mindset where you're like, I'm not discounting it, I'm not coming in the door with that in my hand.
I present my normal services, which is 6% typically of, we're talking about a listing.
Right.
So you present it as you normally would.
Mhm.
Now I can't even count the number of times I've reduced my commission to get the deal or to help a family that may need it or the perception that they needed it. So I'm telling you have to be very strategic and take each family individually because that's who they are. But it should not be a normal thing that you do. Sometimes you work with investors and they only have 4% in their whole budget. So that's 2 and 2. I will be fair because that's the right thing to do. So you need to know your business model. You need to know what works for you. I don't make a blanket statement for everything or everybody. I take each situation individually, but my typical listing is 6%.
You used to run a 7% model.
Yeah,
do you still roll that out?
I do not. You know why? Because the market I had to shift. Because trying to get an extra percent from somebody, I don't believe in doing that. I believe I'm doing what's fair. And right now what's fair is we're going to get your house sold for the maximum amount that the market will bear. And I could do what I need to do for 6%, a 3 and 3 split. And I have built in factors to my 3%, such as my marketing cost, how much it costs to do the photography, the boosting of the ads, that's all built into my 3% model. I don't have to have an additional percentage to make it work.
So you're showing value at 3%. So you're
Absolutely.
not just, hey, I'm listing the house, and then you let the natural listing promotion take place when you put it in MLS, and then it blasts out to all these other places.
No, we do focus, boost, and marketing weekly. We follow up every week on a Tuesday with a listing recap, which we have. If you guys are not utilizing your resources, shame on you. When you're a listing agent and you have showing time, there's a benchmark report that comes out every week. There's a Zillow report that we do that has all the Zillow stuff. And then there's another one. It's in Netris that we pull as well. So I'm providing resources for them to look at on a weekly basis where they understand here are how you're trending. And if you haven't checked it out, that showing time one is really a good one, because it'll say, hey, your house is listed at this price, but here's how the homes in the neighborhood are listed. It's really a great tool to show them, like, I told y'all your house was priced too high, but all the other ones in the area are priced this way. So it's a different conversation based upon the market that we're in. Mm-hmm. And honestly, people have taken their house off the market with me because they felt I wasn't doing enough, and put it back on the market, and it sold. And that's a functionality of, you finally listen to my price point.
So you do track that, don't you?
I do.
So like when you lose a listing like that, mm-hmm. and it's rare that you get a mega agent that admit that they lost the listing. When you get, but it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. But you do track that, and it does come out that they end up selling where you ultimately
literally
told them where they should have been in the first place. So that is the gamble when you try to play that game of, okay, I'm gonna go high to get the listing, right? Mm-hmm. And Nikki just put in there, like, she had this conversation with somebody in Mir-a-Lagos, and they agreed to just move on from each other. But when you
were relieved, weren't you? Like, okay,
when you play that game of go high and it doesn't sell, you have to also realize that they're gonna blame you for it. Like, they're blaming you for it when you play that game, and you do run the risk of potentially losing that listing, and then them turning around and ultimately selling where you told them they should have been in the first place.
Or doing something that you suggest that they do. They finally, had a light bulb experience, and they did it. But that's business, y'all. This is how it works. Mm-hmm. You have to take the good with the bad, and you have to roll with the punches. But that should not stop you from doing your best at what you do. Mm-hmm. And that is sticking to the facts. And that's what I do. I let the numbers dictate, and I do a deep dive. I don't take a little, I go deep. I look at all my resources. My resources are Remind. Remind is fantastic. If you don't use Remind, look at Remind today. Remind in one snapshot will tell you what the Zillow, First American, title company, Redfin, Realtor.com, and it'll give you the Zestimates, not Zestimates, that's the Zillow term, but estimates and ranges for all of those resources. It'll give you a Remind value. I look at all that, and then I go and do my own CMA to see where I come in. And I interchange them. Sometimes I'll do my CMA first, and then I'll say, but the whole point I'm making is I don't just take I'm gonna do one quick CMA and this is what I'm gonna use. I'm very resourceful and looking at pictures, looking at, when I do my CMA, I compare the other homes that have sold to my subject property. Do they have more updates? What does my property look like aesthetically compared to theirs? What's the lot size? What's the age? There's a lot of things that come into being an effective listing agent. And that's why I do not agree with new agents that just simply want to list. I disagree. Stop, pump your brakes. You need to really understand how contracts, you need to understand the ins and outs of crafting and accepting a real good contract. There's so many nuances that you could be doing while you're trying to wait on the big thing. You know what I mean? Which is the listings to come. We were so ineffective the way that we thought in year 3 and 4, how I should go out and get listings. We thought we needed to go pay for them. That was a freaking $10,000 mistake. Don't make a mistake trying to buy your way into something when if you just work hard, it will organically come to you. So I'm hoping you all are listening to what we're saying today, or what I guess I'm saying today about this, because I'm really trying to encourage you that no matter what level you are on, be the most effective that you can be. And that is gleaning wisdom, business acumen, practicing, working with everybody who will give you a chance to, but being wise in your decisions on how much time that you're going to allow a client that is not, you guys are not moving forward or whatever, being wise to know how much time you need to spend with them.
Mm-hmm. So it's not just as easy as you just put a sign in the yard.
It's totally
I
not.
mean, it can be. Right?
Sometimes it is, but most of the time it is not. Particularly in these higher, you started talking this conversation about, things shifting. That's one of the shifts. But you could put a house on the market and also have multiple offers. Because
there's still plenty of people out there looking.
Oh my goodness. Right. Please don't be deceived.
So it comes down to pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's always location, the product itself. Mm-hmm. But if you price it right, it'll sell. Mm-hmm. It'll sell. Mm-hmm. It'll sell. So that's a whole nother thing when you talk about listings, and people want to get listings for sure.
Of course, that's utopia.
And you mentioned the not paying for listings, just because what we found in our experience is everybody wants them, and the sellers understand they have something of value that is wanted. Yeah. So they're not typically falling for the online lead gen strategies that work with buyers. Yeah. These are typically more personal sort of interactions that you're going to have, whether it's you forming a neighborhood, cold calling into the neighborhood, knocking on doors, or getting them from a referral basis or past clients.
I will say for me, I think in year 3 and 4 and 5, we saw a real a turn in my listings. And that's because I'd done, work with buyers and they were selling, their referrals started to kick in. My whole point is sharing this with you. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It's all the work and the seeds that you're putting in, and then it starts to kind of manifest in those return clients, those referral clients, et cetera. And so now for me in year 9, I would say over half of I have to go back and look this year, but over half of my business has been repeat client referral. And that's why client care is so important, people. Staying in front of them, reminding them that you're the go-to for their real estate needs, whether it be them, a family member, or whatever. That starts really kicking into gear year 3, 4, and 5 with consistency.
But you have to do work year 1 and 2. Right.
Oh, no, you got to.
It doesn't just start kicking in magically. No. Year 3, 4, and 5.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all the work that all those seeds that you plant, all the work that you put in. That's when it starts really, harvesting for you. If you want to put it in those terms.
Yeah. So you got to put in that upfront work, which means every day
the hustle
you got to
is
find
real.
business. Finding business.
And this may not be for you. Can I be honest with you guys today? Real estate is not for everybody.
We're trying to get to 400 agents.
Well, we've had some drop off because they become inactive.
Well, okay. So NAR, I think NAR has said already this year, 60,000 agents have left the business. Right.
That's just so heartbreaking to hear.
No, it's not.
But I'm just.
It's not. It's not.
I mean, but if that was their, why do you say no?
Because a lot of the people that jumped in the times where it was wonderful times, right? Yeah. A lot of people didn't jump in with the right motives. A lot of people that got into the industry. One thing that you don't want is a polluted industry of non-professionals. I'll put it like that. That's true. Because it yields.
Lincoln's like, yes, Lord.
Yeah, it taints everything.
That's
right?
Facts now.
And the consumers start thinking that everybody's like that, right?
Yeah.
Or that you don't do anything for your money, so that you don't deserve the money, right?
Yeah.
So when you have a large groupings of people who don't take this profession seriously, right, and don't take educating seriously, don't take understanding your contracts, don't take taking care of clients, all this stuff seriously.
I agree now.
It dilutes it. Right.
I see your facts.
So for all those that choose to not to take this serious, then so be it. Move on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Move on. Go find you whatever you're gonna love doing. I would used to say this: you go to a restaurant and you get bad service from a waiter or something. Go find another job.
Mhm.
right? If you hate serving people, why you a waiter?
Mhm.
Like, go find another job. And people are like, well, that's a little harsh. No, it's not. If you are that miserable,
Get out.
go do something else.
Yeah.
Right? Why put yourself through misery like that unnecessarily? You're like, well, that's the only job they can get. No, there's other jobs you can get.
Yeah.
There's other things you can do.
Yeah.
There's other places you can go work.
That's fact.
If something makes you that miserable
Get out.
and you're choosing to do it,
Mhm.
go do something else. I promise you, if you go find what makes you happy, you will excel at it.
That's true.
You will enjoy it.
Mhm.
You'll put your time into it. It'll feel like you're not even working. It feel like you ain't putting no time in. If you find what you enjoy, go do it, because you're only making yourself miserable. You're
Mhm.
making your clients miserable, and then you're bringing a tainted name to the industry as a whole.
That's a fact.
Right.
Mhm.
So if we don't want to lose you, and that's nobody at TD Realty.
And of course
Nobody
not.
at TD
No,
Realty
no.
is
We're
like
not
that
talking about
at
y'all.
all. We're not talking
Not
about TD
you.
Realty.
Yeah.
But for all the other brokerages that have these challenges, I feel for them, right? Right.
Yeah.
But if you do take this serious, if you do
Mhm.
take your craft serious, if you
Mhm.
do work at this every day to perfect your knowledge,
Yes.
to bring in your clientele,
Mhm.
to do all the heavy lifting,
Mhm.
success is there.
It's for you. But I want you to understand, it may not be immediate. A lot of
Oh.
things happen over time. So I don't know, delayed gratification is a real aspect, I think, in
Mhm.
real estate. So
Many things happen over time. So you can go through history and pull some of the greatest moments. You can pull Michael Jordan's history, and you heard him talk about how he was cut from the basketball team, right?
Mhm.
He didn't become Michael Jordan
Overnight.
in high school.
Yeah.
Right. That took
that was
time, right? The success that Apple has right now, the success that Steve Jobs is credited for,
Yeah.
that didn't happen his first go round. He was let go from Apple.
That's true.
Right. That took time.
Yeah.
There's processes take time. The wonderful, I think I told it somewhere, the wonderful Chick-fil-A, or was it last
That was
time?
last time.
Right. The wonderful Chick-fil-A, that beautiful chicken sandwich.
Mhm.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That thing is wonderful. That took time to get that thing perfected.
It's fast.
All of it takes time.
Mhm.
I don't know if this part is true. I have to research it. But I was listening to something this weekend, and they were talking about how drive-through was created by In-N-Out.
In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger. So Lincoln says it's not true. I don't think it's true either, Lincoln. I'm gonna have to research. I don't think it's true.
Why
either,
did they
Lincoln.
credit them with that?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to research. Maybe it's somebody. See, Lincoln says it's Wendy's. Somebody. It was a fast food restaurant, right?
What's
So
your
we're gonna
point?
research it. My point is that one change for that one branch revolutionized not just restaurants,
That's true.
banks, right?
Mhm.
Servicing a client in an efficient manner,
Mhm.
right? So you may not be the leader of it,
That's good.
but you can take advantage of the technology. You can take advantage of the resources. You can take advantage of what is out here to take care of your client base
Mhm.
if you care to,
Yeah.
right? There's things that are constantly being shared with people who are having success that can help you be successful,
Mhm.
but it won't make you be successful.
No, you have to do it.
You have to put in that work. You have to put in that effort.
Mhm.
There is no way around that piece. So everybody knows, a majority of you know, Kennedy has gotten her license, right? And now, oh my gosh, Kennedy's got a license. That's great and wonderful. Kennedy is not going to be successful if she don't work at it. And yes, she has an advantage because she has parents that are in the industry, but it does not give her a golden ticket. Her success is going to come off of her effort.
Facts.
Period.
The end.
And so what we don't want y'all to say is what happened to Kennedy. We don't want that to happen, but that's her decision,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That is her decision. So she has no better chance and no greater chance at being successful without work than anybody else on this doggone call. And for those you don't know, Kennedy is our daughter, right? But she's gonna have to put in the work. So she was doing her budget this weekend, right? She was working on understanding how to get clients, how to take care of clients. She's learning the same things because there are no free rides. This is work.
Or shortcuts.
Or shortcuts.
Mhm.
There's no shortcuts. So if we all are subject to the same things, meaning we cannot control, Rhonda say, my baby, yeah, she in the business. You cannot control what the interest rates are gonna be.
No.
You cannot control how much inventory is out there.
Mm-mm.
You cannot control a buyer or seller,
No.
right? But you can control your effort, your focus, your work, your determination to be successful.
Yes.
And if you do that,
Mhm.
if you decide that you're going to be the best you
Yeah.
every single day, that's all you got. Don't just show up today
Mhm.
and be the best you today.
Mhm.
And at the end of the night, you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, did I do all that I needed to do today?
Mhm.
Then you go to sleep. And you wake up tomorrow and you do the same
Over again.
thing. It's not fancy. It's not the doggone glitter falling from the ceiling, you know, screaming your accolades like you at a Beyonce concert. It ain't that. That's the end result. It is getting up every day, being committed to your craft,
Just like Beyonce. That's there.
and doing your work.
Mhm.
Yeah. She had to practice. She had to get all that stuff together, right? She couldn't control how many people bought tickets.
But she just had to do the work, put it in, and show up.
She had a show. It was, I think it was the open air. It was open or something because it was raining and they had to pause it. She couldn't control the weather,
But yeah.
right? They had to wait until it cleared to get back to performing,
Mhm.
right? There are things that you won't be able to control. Stop letting them destroy you. Stop letting them frustrate you.
Yeah. Don't do it.
You can't control those things, but what you can control is your daily effort.
Your daily grind, people.
And we told you all this before. If you want to measure, if you want a measuring stick of how productive you are, all you got to do is just like a trainer would have you log what you eat. Just log your activities every single day. What did I do at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You log that for a whole week. And on one side of the paper, you put money producing activities. On the other side of the paper, just say non-money producing activities. And put those things in one of those two categories. And then look at your bank account. It's going to tell you where you focus, it grows. Whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on eating McDonald's every day, your belly gonna grow. Whatever you focus on grows. I'm just telling you, whatever it is you focus on will grow. So just look at where you're focusing your activities and determine if that's what you intend to grow. Because that's what you're growing. It's you don't have to make this deep. Just keep it simple. Because my brain, especially I'm getting old and all these gray hairs popping up in here. Tanika will tell you, I can't retain it. I'm just not. Yeah, that's right, Lincoln. I'm just not. And I got a little bit more hair than Lincoln got. I'm just not gonna be able to do it, right? But I have technology that helps.
Yep.
So I use my technology to help. Right. What did Rhonda say? Hold on, let me jump in this chat. Can you been talking Eddie about McDonald's? Just saying. Sometimes the spirit leads me, right? So we want everybody to be successful. Within our core, within our heart, we want all of you all to be successful.
Yeah.
But we are fully aware that everybody is not going to put in the work to be successful. But we don't get to choose who is and who isn't.
You do.
You get to choose. You get to choose if you're going to be successful or not successful. Tanika doesn't get to choose. Kenny doesn't get to choose. Rhonda doesn't choose. Lincoln doesn't choose. Arena doesn't choose. Libby doesn't choose. Nobody else is choosing who's going to be successful, who isn't. You are. And it is a direct reflection of your work and your effort. And if you do that, you'll get success, however you defining it.
Correct.
However you're defining it. Not how I define it, not how Tanika defines it. However you define it, you'll reach that milestone. And hopefully you have a goal. Hopefully you have an idea of what success looks like to you.
You should. If you're not setting, when I have a chance to talk to my mentors, you really have to set your goals. Then you have something to strive for. If you're every corporation, every business has a mission statement, and they have goals that they set forth each and every year. And they break those down to quarterly, monthly, and weekly, and then daily. That should be your focus as a business owner. And then you should measure how successful you are month to month. You know, did I sell the house, 1 or 2 houses? Do I have, whatever that goal you set, did you achieve it? And if you didn't, what can I tweak in order to capture what I missed and to still produce what I said I was going to do? What can I do differently? What can I add? I've done the equation of my revenue generating activities versus my not. I need to spend more time on revenue generating? Like whatever your analysis is, what are you doing towards it? What I'm finding is people are not doing an analysis. They're just kind of willy-nilly going about life, and oops, things they kind of stumble upon a deal, and that's how it works. I can't do that. I can only speak for me. That's impossible for me to run my business that way and run a brokerage that way. It's impossible. Every day I have to get up laser focused with my to-do task in Chime and try to make every call, do every follow-up, circle back around. And if I missed them, put a task to do it again the next day. It's what I have to do to get to 100 houses every year. So I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm just sharing with you because people ask me all the time, how do you do it? Every day?
Well, so what we call a term, or what I use a term, is a lagging indicator. Your closed deal is a lagging indicator. And many times we're acting like the closed deal is the indicator. It is not. It is all the work that you do that leads up to that, right? So if you're measuring just closed deals, you're not doing, that's a lagging indicator. That is not telling you the story. You have to measure the activities before all of that. What did you do? How did that thing first come into your pipeline? Where did it come from? What was the effort that went into getting it? When it got there, what was the follow-up? What did you do? Did you send them text message, emails, phone calls? You need to understand that process, because that is duplicatable. That is focusable. That is where you're like, okay, now this led to this, and I want to 10x that. I want to 20x that. I want to 30x that. You can then increase those activities, whether it's you or an automation, an assistant, however you need to do, you need to measure those things. And then you can now create systems that are duplicatable to increase the lagging indicator, which is the sales. So let's get into some real business-minded activities and reporting and focusing, so that you don't have to be one of the 60,000 plus getting out of this industry. You could be one of the rare actually having the success you need to survive, to thrive, to grow, to expand, to move forward in your business, right? That's where you need to focus. And I promise you, if you will get with some great mentors like we have, if you will get with surround yourself with like-minded people,
correct,
who are focused on success, who are focused on growth, who are focused on helping you achieve. If you will get away from the easy conversations of why you're not successful, or who did something to you, or somebody hurt your feelings, or you don't like the way they did that training, or Kenny Beard is throwing you off because it's all white, whatever it is, if you get away from that sort of thing and focus on things that drive successful measures, you're going to be successful, however you define success.
And that's what we truly do want for you. This is not an easy conversation. It's very a tough conversation.
It's easy for me.
It's a tough conversation, I say, because then the reality sets in to yourself. What am I failing at doing what I said I was going to do?
Yes.
And so what do I need to do to change?
Yeah.
So I hope it inspires somebody to take a deeper dive and look onto as to how you're driving your business and see if it matches up to your goals. And most of the time it's not.
Many times it's not, unfortunately. And then for the new person, or for a person that says, I just don't know where to start, for the person who says it's just so overwhelming and I'm not sure where to begin, your first step should have already been with Cassie's tech class. Your second step, quite honestly, if that's where you are, should have been who's an available mentor.
Yes.
Right. Then getting on our calendar for one-on-one business coaching and laying out your foundation. Your first step should not be what most agents try to do, which is basically walk into a house, right? And what I mean by that is, if you want to build a house, you first talk to an architect. You talk to your banker. You talk to an architect. You don't run out there and just buy a piece of land. That's not how you build your custom house. You know, I'm just gonna buy a piece of land. You don't know what can go on there. You don't understand if there's HOA, what are the laws for building, what are the bylaws for building there?
Soil testing.
You don't have any of that information,
You
but
don't
you're
have a
running out
survey.
there and you're trying to already
You don't know
do
if there's
business.
an easement. You don't know if you can't build on it, if it's all buildable or not. You gotta
So
do the research.
if you are right now like, man, I got all these hats and I don't know where to start and I don't know where to begin, you need to reach out to Cassie and let us set you in the right direction to get you moving again in the right direction.
And we're here to help.
Because there's no reason for you to be sitting there right now wondering what I should be doing. There's no reason. There's no reason. Within this brokerage, if you're a part of this brokerage, all the resources and tools and support and people who are willing to help you, there's no reason for you to be struggling and not knowing where you should be doing or what you should be doing today.
And I will say, when we disconnect, you need to be jumping on with script practice with Lincoln. There's no better way to get over the hump or the uncomfortableness of speaking to somebody you don't really know yet. It takes practice. And we have script practice designed to give you the resources and the kind of practice that you need to be effective when you go out and do it on your own. So if you're not, that thing should be 25 people today or every Monday, honestly, so that you can say, you know what, how do I do this? And I don't feel comfortable saying this. How do I get over this objection? How do I do this when people want to hang up in my face or they're working with another agent? How do I handle that? What should I say? That's what script practice is for.
I tell you what, it's a whole lot easier for when we went into sales classes because there was a video camera.
And we had to record ourselves.
You had to record yourself.
And then they would critique the VHS
in front of all the other salespeople.
And you would be shamed. You had to.
It was a whole looking like, you remember
that?
It was a whole different game. Right.
So y'all got it kind of easy because we were in corporate America. We had to do that.
There was no getting around it.
And there was no, we didn't have a choice.
There was no choice.
That's how we kept our jobs and began promote.
But it makes you better. So if you are that person that is still learning how to have conversations, not sure what to say, not sure where to go when an objection comes up, what am I supposed to say? How do I respond? Then educate yourself. Take time to educate yourself. And there's a resource coming right behind this one that will help you. Or stay in the excuse. Because another thing I used to say, excuses are like assholes.
Oh, everybody has one. We know. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Did you have to say that?
I do, because these are business owners. They just need, sometimes you just got to give it to them real. Right? Sometimes you just got to give it to them real. All right.
Is that going to be a clip on the Real Coach Kenny?
I should. As a matter of fact, I probably will drop that on my Instagram. I will drop that on my Instagram.
Libby, do not put that on my.
What I really used to say, I didn't say that when HR was in the room.
No, I know you didn't.
Yeah. What I used to say when HR was in the room was, there's always an excuse. Just choose not to take it.
That sounds so much better.
But they really are assholes. There's one of them. But that's the reality, right? I'm sorry. This is why you get the best of both worlds. You get the best of both worlds. Tanika will pray for you, and I'm gonna hit you in the head. Like it all works out perfectly. It's just a great match. It's wonderful. All right, y'all. So it's 10:31. Thank you for your time today on this Monday morning mindset.
Let's get it popping this week, y'all.
There are no excuses. Right. Let's go get this business. Let's have success. Let's have some fun. Script training, 11 o'clock, right behind this, and then all the other wonderful classes that are happening. Thank you guys for joining. You know we love y'all. We family. Yeah. There's always somebody in the family that ain't got no sense.
Everybody have a blessed and amazing week, okay? All right. Bye.
Bye.